In this video, we'll be learning about supervised machine learning with NLP. Throughout this chapter, you'll be using these skills and ideas applied to classifying fake news. Supervised learning is a form of machine learning where you're given or create training data. This data has a label or outcome which you want the model or algorithm to learn. One common problem used as a good example of introductory machine learning is the Fisher's iris data. We have a few example rows of it here. The data has several features: sepal length and width, and petal length and width. The label we want to learn and predict is the species. This is a classification problem, so you want to be able to classify or categorize some data based on what you already know or have learned. Our goal is to use the dataset to make intelligent hypotheses about the species based on the geometric features. But instead of using geometric features like the iris dataset, we need to use language. To help create features and train a model, we will use scikit-learn, a powerful open source library. One of the ways that you can create supervised learning data from text is by using bag of words models, or TF-IDF, as features. Let's say I have a dataset full of movie plots and genres from the IMDb database, as shown in this chart. I've separated out the action and sci-fi movies, removing any movies labeled both action and sci-fi. I want to predict whether a movie is action or sci-fi based on the plot summary. The dataset we've extracted has categorical features generated using some pre-processing. We can see the plot summary and the sci-fi and action columns. The sci-fi column is 1 for movies that are sci-fi and 0 for movies that are action. The action column is the inverse of the sci-fi column. In the next video, we'll use scikit-learn to predict a movie genre from its plot. But first, let's review the supervised learning process as a whole. To begin, we collect and pre-process our data. Then we determine a label. This is what we want the model to learn. In our case, the genre of the movie. We can split our data into training and testing datasets, keeping them separate so that we can build our model using only the training data. The test data remains unseen so that we can test how well our model performs after it's trained. This is an essential part of supervised learning. We also need to extract features from the text to predict the label. We will use a bag of words vectorizer built into scikit-learn to do so. After the model is trained, we can then test it using the test dataset. There are also other methods to evaluate model performance, such as k-fold cross-validation, and you could check out DataCamp's machine learning curriculum to learn that and more. Let's review some of the supervised learning steps, like splitting testing and training data, before applying it to our movie plot data.